Madam Speaker, I spent 7.5 years before coming to Congress as a criminal court judge in Tennessee trying felony criminal cases. I tried the attempted murder of James Earl Ray and many other high-profile cases. Thus, I have great interest in our legal system, our courts, and especially appointments to the U.S. Supreme Court. I realize that Elena Kagan will be confirmed very soon as our next Supreme Court justice, but I'm very disappointed by her nomination. I certainly have nothing against her personally, but the Supreme Court is our highest appellate court. Courts of appeal basically second-guess trials. I wish our president and all future presidents would appoint people who have actually tried cases. We should try to nominate justices who have had experience both as trial lawyers and as trial judges, people who understand the heat of the battle, the give and take, the decisions that have to be made on the spur of the moment, both by lawyers and judges. Ms. Kagan may be a brilliant woman, but she has none of this experience. I want to read a portion of an article in the June 28th issue of Human Events by a man who spent over 20 years as a judge before coming to Congress, our colleague, the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Poe. Congressman Poe wrote, Supreme Court nominee Elena Kagan has never been a judge. She's never seen a courtroom from the bench. She's never had a judge's responsibilities. Elena Kagan has never instructed a jury or ruled on a point of law, any point of law. She's never tried a criminal case or even a traffic case. She has not decided even one constitutional issue. We don't know whether she believes the Constitution is the foundation of American law or whether she thinks, like many, that the Constitution constantly changes based on personal opinions of Supreme Court justices. But either way, Elena Kagan has never had to make a constitutional call in a court of law in the heat of a trial. She has never admitted evidence or ruled out evidence or ruled on the chain of custody regarding evidence. She has never made even one decision regarding any rule of evidence. She has never ruled on the exclusionary rule, the Miranda doctrine, an unlawful search and seizure allegation, a due process claim, an equal protection violation, or any other constitutional issue. She has never impaneled a jury. She has never instructed on a reasonable doubt or sentenced a person to the penitentiary. She has never had to decide whether a witness was telling the truth or not. As a judge, she has never heard a plaintiff, a defendant, a victim, or a child testify as a witness. She has never made that all-important decision of deciding whether or not a person is guilty or not guilty of a crime. She has never ruled on a life or death issue. Elena Kagan has never made a judgment call from the bench, not a single one. Yet as a Supreme Court justice, she would be second-guessing trial judges and trial lawyers who have been through the mud, blood, and tears of actual trials in actual courts of law. How can she possibly be qualified to fill the post of a Supreme Court justice? Mr. Poe continued, Kagan is an elitist academic who has spent most of her time out of touch with the real world and with the way things really are. Being a judge would be an exercise to the new Supreme Court nominee. She has read about being a judge in books, I suppose. She might even have played pretend in her college classroom, but she has never held a gavel in a courtroom. Her first time to render judgment should not be as a member of the United States Supreme Court. Aside from being a judge, she has never even been a trial lawyer. She has never questioned a witness, argued a case to a jury, or tried any case to any jury anywhere in the United States. Real-world experience makes a difference. This was written by our colleague, Mr. Poe, and I agree with everything he wrote. Finally, I want to commend a member from the other body, the gentleman from Tennessee, Senator Alexander, my own senator, for his decision to vote against the nomination of Mrs. Kagan. It is a very poor nomination, and I yield back the balance of my time.